My name is Greg, and I am a deck rigger here at Skeeter. I served in the U.S. Army. So I was with the medical detachment, I was with Air Defense Artillery, I was with military intelligence, and also with combat aviation. I really enjoyed it though. You get to meet a lot of different people, a lot of different ethnicities, all from all over the country. I went to Korea twice. That was something different. First time I was down south by the beach was real nice. But my second time I was up north about 7 clicks from the DMZ with Air Defense Artillery. So that was a little bit different. Went to a lot of field and stuff like that. Wintertime, I tell you what, Korea, you think this is hot and cold here?
Hot over there.
Oh man. Hey, in summertime when they get them rice paddies, you riding on the bus wherever you go and the rice paddies, oh man, it stinks bad. I'm talking about this boo-boo in there and there ain't nothing you can do about it. It's funky. What I learned and everything that I brought here was more discipline. Like I said, more discipline and more of a team. It's not just an individual, it's a team. Because like I said, if you're in a foxhole with your battle buddy and he's not worth the crap, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about the team and keeping things organized. And I hate chaos. I hate chaos. But I enjoyed it. I recommend the Army or any service really for anybody. I know I seem immature, but that's just the way I act. But it'll bring a level of maturity to you that you didn't have. It teaches you a lot of good skills and stuff. I like it.
My name is James Travis Smith here at Skeeter. I'm a laminator on the hull side, and I served in the Army. I was an electromagnetic warfare specialist and a company armorer. It was fairly new. I was a part of a pilot program when it started up. I was probably like the 6th or 7th class that went through. It was an old MOS in the Army that got taken away, and then with all the advances in technology and whatnot, basically we're the ones that combat drones. So we're the ones that hack them and bring them in and stuff like that. I've always wanted to join the service. My father served, my grandfather served, his grandfather. We've always had a member in the service. I tried to join out of high school and then ended up having a family and stuff, so I kind of put it on the back burner. And then when COVID came around and jobs were shutting down and stuff like that, I was like, I'm gonna hop on this and give it one last go. So I ended up joining. I turned 30 in basic training, and I was older than my drill sergeant, so it was kind of weird. They were yelling at me, and I was like, ah. There was a lot of cool places that I went. There was a lot of crappy places that I went. Like I said, I've slept in holes in the desert. I've slept in holes in mountains. I've been in snow-covered hills for months at a time. I'd say the best places I got to see were Greece. I got to see Romania, Dracula's castle. That was pretty cool. I got to go to Germany, Lithuania, Hungary. Got to be on the border of Ukraine. I got to see the non-touristy sides of all these countries. And I got to see some of the touristy spots sometimes, but just seeing how the other places out there and the architecture was beautiful, absolutely stunning. There was a lot of life lessons, a lot of discipline learned while I was in the service. Obviously coming into this high work environment, the Army was very similar. You wake up really early and it's go, go, go all the time. Same thing here, so it's really helped me get used to it and just kind of fall in and learn, so I wasn't struggling too much. Other than that, perseverance. Days are hot here. I'm in a suit. It's tough. It's tough work, but it was tough in the Army when you had to sleep in a hole for a month long straight in the freezing cold and 2 foot of snow. So I went from one extreme to the other. I've always been one to thank the service members, and then people coming up to me and thanking me. It's like, I really haven't done much. I wasn't out there going to war back in Desert Storm and stuff like that. I played my role. I had a few missions over in Europe, mostly with the Russian drone type thing going on, but makes me feel good, makes me feel accomplished, like I've done something good and gave back to my country a little bit.
Eduardo Rodriguez, I'm a plant floater. I've been here off and on 20 plus years. Army Reserve, 8 years. I was the driver of Bradley. I joined the service not knowing what it was. So I signed some papers and they said, hey, you're out. So I didn't know. I had no idea what I was signing. My brother did it. My twin brother did it. He did it, so I said, hey, why not me? So I just followed his footsteps. it is very disciplined and it's go, 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 go. It's something that I never, like, man, what am I doing here? Like, uh-oh, I think I signed the wrong paperwork. Like, I'm serious, like, you had no idea what changes from one thing to the other in hours, like, boom, boom, that's it. Everything's all the same. Everybody's dressed the same. Everybody, you see a lot of faces. The first day, you have no idea who they are until you start meeting them one by one. And yeah, pretty nice, pretty good experience. I liked it. I loved it.
Hugo. I work in lamination. I was in the Army National Guard and I was in it for 6 years. Security forces, I was just checking IDs and stuff, that's it. Africans, different coalitions, people that are like the embassy that work there and stuff. I think Djibouti, that was the only place, but like DC for the inauguration. I did work on the border for a little bit. And then, Dallas for COVID and some other stuff, but other than that, nothing really. It was a good experience, I had fun.
My name is Jeffrey White. I work in the coatings department at the trailer plant here at Skeeter. I was in the United States Marine Corps, and I was in almost a full year before I got medical discharge. The reason I joined is partially because I have family on both sides that were always in the military. That and bad choices in my life led me to reevaluate and get away from certain situations. And I decided the Marine Corps because it seemed like it had the most strict discipline and it would be best for me, and I believe it has. It helped me turn my life around and go in a positive direction instead of a negative direction. Being a part of the Marine Corps is more of a sense of family and a tradition than just being part of a group. There's more history behind it. Once you get out, you're not officially out. You're always, once a Marine, always a Marine. There's a brotherhood behind it that's real thick. A couple of lessons I learned in the Marine Corps that I've applied in the workforce is how to work with others, how to communicate, how important communication is, and how to step up and fill spots that there's a void in, and work more as a unit instead of just a bunch of people working together.
My name is Joe Pegues. My role here at Skeeter as a warehouse lead. I served in the United States Army. I was a 91 Alpha, which is a medic, basically kind of like a nurse, and then also was a tank mechanic. Have 7 uncles that was in the military, 2 in the Air Force, 1 in the Navy, and 1 in the Marines. So that's what inspired me to join the Army. The best place that I went was Fort Knox, Kentucky. We went to the Gold Reserve.
I'm Alex Easley. I'm a small parts puller at Skeeter, and I was in the U.S. Army for 4 years. I was a communications maintainer installer. To be honest, I needed structure and discipline in my life, and they gave it to me. Before I went to the service, I wasn't on time. I wasn't a guy who really cared, but they gave me that structure and put it in a box, and I take that with me everywhere I go. You have to be able to work with teammates. You can't always do a job by yourself. You always gonna need help at some point in life. When I got to boot camp, I was nervous. But once boot camp started, that feeling kind of went away. It was rough though. They build you up and break you down, build you up and tear you down again. 80% of it is mental, the other 20% is physical. I'm gonna be honest, joining the military will be great for someone who's on the fence about what they want to do in life. It'll give you a head start in life. I feel like personally, it taught me how to handle my credit, finances. I didn't get that in life. At a young age, growing up with a single mom, so she didn't have all those skills passed down to her. I had to learn myself. But they taught me that as well. I've always been a person who don't want to quit, which they drill that in you in the U.S. Army. Do not accept losses. Do not quit, do not give up, fight through it. It's only gonna hurt for a little bit. Sometimes you can get behind, get frustrated, get upset, take a deep breath, calm down, keep pushing. It'll be all right. When people come up to me and thank me for my service, it gives me a warm feeling inside, and it makes me feel like I accomplished something in life.
My name is Tracy Colbert. I've been here at Skeeter for 35 years and about 6 months. I work in the cutting room. My responsibility is cutting fiberglass for the different areas in our department. I served in the United States Navy. I served active duty for about 3 years and 6-7 months. Then I went into the active reserves to finish out my term, what they call that 4x6. Also, after my term was up, I re-enlisted in the United States in the Navy Reserves for 6 more years. One of the things that made me join the Navy was, with the Navy, I knew I wouldn't be in one place all the time. You'd be moving because you're on the ship, so you're getting to go to different places. And that was one of the things that really helped me to make my choice as far as what branch to go in to the Navy. I started out in the what they call First Division, and that's where you take care of the ship, you do the watches and stuff, and then I come out of that and went to the supply department, where I was a ship serviceman, which my job consisted of cutting hair, the barbershop, the ship store, the vending machines, the laundromat, and that's what that job consisted of. We was over in the Mediterranean, so we got to visit France, oh man, Italy, a lot of places we got to go see. Got to visit I was in Cairo. I went on a tour and we visited pyramids. That was a pivotal point for me, getting to go to the pyramids and visiting, see something on pictures, but now you're right there and you get to interact with it. One of the things I learned in the Navy about was responsibility and to take care of your responsibility, and also you had other people that you had to work with. So you had to work together as a unit. So it wasn't just you by yourself, you had a team. Now that's one of the things that we work with here at Skeeter, a team, and you work with each other. And so to help accomplish looking at the whole picture. And so that's one of the things that, as far as being on time, those kind of things, to be on time, and that was my main thing. If it's at 3, I'm ready to go at 3. If it's at 7, ready to go at 7. So that's one of the things that helped me and really encouraged me when I came here at Skeeter, as far as what I got from the military. One of the things that we done in there that we could translate it to working in a civilian job.